What's going on, guys? It's Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. I appreciate you visiting the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great day. All right. So I want to go ahead and talk about this story. Story that happened in Kenly, North Carolina. Small town in North Carolina, only about 1,500 residents. And the whole police force quit. They resigned. They said it was a hostile working environment because the new city manager, a black lady, said it was a hostile working environment. They all just dipped. I want you to let that sink in for just 1 second. Because, hey, man, that's huge. That's huge for the whole police force to get together and say, you know what? We ain't taking this no more, man. And see, it's a lot of talk about why they, resigned and things like that. The verdict is still out on that because you got some people saying, well, it's because the city manager was a black woman and all the police officers and the chief and everybody was white, and therefore they said, we just not going to work for anybody black, so that's why they quit. Then you got a lot of people saying, well, no, it wasn't because of that. It was because this lady, I think her name was Justine, if I remember correctly, the city manager. It's like, no, this lady is actually well qualified, on point, and was holding people accountable, and they might not be used to that. And they said, nah, we that's just too much for us. You writing us up, you making us do all these projects, it's too much work, we ain't used to all this, and that's why they quit. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I hope I don't get crucified for this video, but see, men and women, we're the same, but we're different. When you have a woman in power and she is over a lot of men and telling everybody what to do and things like that, it becomes an interesting dynamic because, see, as men, there are certain things that we've been raised with because we want to be the provider, the protector, we want to be the strong ones, we want to be the ones in charge. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of almost an innate kind of feeling that you get sometimes. And I think if you're a woman that's in power, you kind of have to know how to navigate that because you don't want to rub people the wrong way. And it's the same thing if you're a man in power and you're a supervisor or a CEO or something and you got a lot of women working under you. There's a certain way you got to navigate that. You can't approach them like they're all men and say things that might come across insensitive and things like that. So it's certain ways you got to move. So I think that all those police officers and everybody quit for a number of different reasons. It wasn't necessarily just one thing. So let's go over some of the facts real quick. They said it was a hostile working environment. Well, what's hostile? What's that mean? Because they didn't really go into detail about what that really means. They said they got written up for little things. Okay, little things like what? We haven't heard about the things that they got written up for. I don't think CNN has reported on any of those write-ups that they talk about. But what I do think is that they probably all got together and they said, you know what? We're being held accountable on some things and we don't like it. We ain't used to this. I'm used to taking about a 2-hour lunch. Now I'm being micromanaged and told me I need to come back. I'm used to being able to go down to these businesses and talk to these people that I've been friends with for 20 years while we have a beer from time to time. But I can't do that anymore. Things have changed and I don't like it. As a matter of fact, I'm about to dip. And now you got the whole community concerned because they're like, wait a minute, you took the police quit? What you mean the police quit? What the hell we gonna do now? And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a good question. I think like the surrounding counties or whatever are gonna spread out the police force temporarily to kind of help with this whole situation. But the police chief over there, his name is Josh Gibson. And I don't have all the details, but he's blaming Justine Jones, who is the city manager over there, saying that it's just hostile, man. All these write-ups and things like that. He said, I just, I don't want to deal with that anymore. That's what he's claiming, right? So it's a lot of details to look at. One thing about Justine Jones, I did a little bit of research. She was unanimously approved by the city council, by the town council. She got 16 years of experience. She don't play. She's a black woman, and when she come in there, there's gonna be some rules and regulations. You better believe that. And I think when she came in there, it was like, hey, look, I don't know what you thought was gonna happen, but you're gonna respect me. You're gonna respect me. It's just that's how black women can be. And I work around a lot of black women, so I already know how it is. As a man, it can be tough. It can be tough. You know, when somebody is holding you accountable, and it's like, you know, you feel like they're saying things to you, they're putting you in your place, and you're just like, man, why she gotta say it like that? I feel disrespected, but I can't say nothing back. You know, it's a very strange feeling, but you better get over it. Better get used to it, because that's just the way it goes. Now, the whole police force is white, but again, I don't think, you know, it played that big of a role into it. At least I don't see any evidence to suggest that. I think there was a few other factors. I need to see a few more details before I jump to those kind of conclusions about race so quickly, at least. I don't want to do that just yet. So I think Johnson County said that they were gonna step in, you know, and say, hey, look, we know you lost 8 police officers. They all quit, so we'll step in and try to help out till we get this whole thing figured out, because the community is scared. They're like, wait a minute, y'all just left? What the hell we gonna do? We need some police just in case. We need some help. So, you know, they basically said, man, this lady was like the nightmare supervisor. And I know about it, man. I've had experiences like that. You know, it's not always a race issue, man. I've had the type of supervisor, man. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I had a supervisor who every day she would come to me. She was like, let me see your to-do list for today. And I'd be like, dang, I can't even get a cup of coffee yet, and you asking for my to-do list. I'm a grown man now, but you want to see my to-do list. She was my boss. And I was like, yeah, sure, okay. And she was holding me accountable. She was a white lady. And when I look back on it, I used to kind of feel like, why does it feel like she picking on me, man? Like, you know what I mean? And sometimes it'll cross your mind like, man, I'm about to quit, man. But then you start thinking about your bills and your family and your mortgage and all that stuff. You're like, well, you erase that from your mind real quick. But the whole police force over in Kinley, they said, we out. And they were dead serious. I don't know if they thought that it would make big news like what it did, but it does have a lot of people scratching their head right now. You know, a lot of people are like, man, what's going on? Something going on over there. But I'm gonna definitely be following this story. You know, you guys comment down below, let me know you heard about this or not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't I'm pretty sure there was a ringleader. I'm pretty sure that somebody got together. They were like, hey man, look, we got to get together and see if we can put an end to this. Maybe if we all quit, then they'll blame her, get rid of her, and then we can get somebody else in here that's gonna go a little easier on us. Because this lady ain't letting us get away with nothing. I used to be able to go to the bar with my buddies, you know, meet up with a few of the business owners and community leaders in the neighborhood, go have a beer around lunchtime, talk, you know, eat a donut or two and just chill. Nah, not no more. We doing projects. We got assignments. It's like we back in school. People don't like that, man. Especially if you've been there a long time. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Out with the old and in with the new. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you guys next time though. Peace.